Alright, welcome back. Let's play Wayward Souls Curse of Shadow Part 3. There was a recent patch that improved the screen settings, so we can now play it in full screen, so it should look a little better on your YouTube viewing window as well. I'm going to play as Renee the Rogue, and we'll go into the Catacombs, which is the third area, which you get after you beat the tower. I've beaten this area once with each character, but I can't beat it consistently. But hopefully I'll get to show you a few of the cool enemies around here before I die. Here's one. This one can dash. There's a sort of a kick attack which can stun the enemies. Like that. There you go. But no ammo abilities. So there's a couple of characters in this game which don't have ammo abilities. So you can see her knife attack is pretty fast, but it doesn't cover a big area. Her dash can go through enemies and projectiles, and then her kick can just stun enemies and they can all be upgraded as well. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the enemies in the catacombs. So yeah, this place has some weird music. Oh look. I don't know if there's a way to see those guys, they just seem to appear out of nowhere. These ones are tricky because they can jump and they have a long reach as well. And when it says backstab, that means I'm doing extra damage from hitting it in the back, which is nice. So some enemies are easier to backstab than others. And there's another class which uses daggers which can also backstab. This guy flying around up the top, he'll stop attacking once I start hitting him, but otherwise you have to dodge him the whole time. So, and then if you stop attacking him, he'll start attacking again. These guys just take one hit. Oh, there's also little bombs on the ground. Unlike the invisible guys, you can actually see them when you get close enough, the skull traps. Let's see if there's any others in here. But if you're not watching, then they might seem to appear out of nowhere. You see what I mean about the long reach? I got away from that guy in time. The distance they jump is variable, so you just need to move a bit each time, and then when they land you can hit them. That'll interrupt them for a second. The rogue has her own special things, so everyone can get the healing potions, but the blight bomb is for the rogue only. I might show you what it does once I collect these guys together. But it didn't actually stun him, so I still got hit. But it interrupts them occasionally. You saw that one started moving and then stopped again. Door's locked, which means must be an invisible guy here. There was. Just as I started talking about him, he showed up. This is a pretty easy segment that gives you some treasure. You just got to walk through and follow the map the way it said to go. And the same on the way back, although once you're on the way back it doesn't matter because it's not going to lock up the treasure. Well, it will, but you'll have already gotten it. I might show you that actually. If I try to go the wrong way, I get locked out and I'm forced to go the way that the map said. So on the earlier maps, the rogue can do some stuff like dash through people and then backstab them, but I think they changed direction a little bit too quickly on this map. I don't have to fight these guys, I can just leave the floor. So you don't get to backstab as much, but the dash is helpful for getting away from enemies. Increase crit against magic casters or dashing hurts enemies. That's pretty powerful. They're both good, but I'll take this one. Let's try it out. See? Now that's the Thorned Temerator. Some people say he's their least favourite enemy in the whole game. One thing about the rogue's knives is it does a bit less damage. So enemies that used to take 2 hits to kill now taking 3 hits to kill. And I think the mage actually does a bit more damage. Now this temerator you can see is resurrecting the enemies. And sometimes it'll attack me. What was that? Little screen glitch. Oh yeah, free treasure. No, I dashed through one spell and got hit by the second one. He's got no one to resurrect, so he's just going to keep on doing this dance around. Go back for a healing fountain. The rogue can be pretty strong, but she's not one of my favourite characters. The mage is one of my favourites though. And you'll see a few more characters I like later on. But the rogue is one of the ones you start with. Okay, now hitting those guys who are about to turn into spiders and sending the spiders flying is one of the coolest visual effects in this game. So the enemies you saw before are the default enemies for the catacombs, and then there's 4 other common biomes that you get in this area, and the spiders are one of them, as well as demons, zombies, and homunculi. But I think in the tower I can only think of 3 common biomes, which is the slimes, those magic books that kept giving me trouble, and the underdredges, as well as obviously the knights and flail guys, who's the most common biome. It's the main biome for that area. Alright, I can't pick that up. That one's a little bit more powerful, so I'm gonna... No, I might actually keep my blinding bombs. I think they're the most powerful pickups to have. See? Spiders. Yeah. Game is pretty fun. There's when you get bored of learning all the normal enemies, there's still rare enemies to discover, and especially when you go into the next area, the labyrinth, which remixes a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of like relearning and more chances to get rare areas that you might have missed on your first playthrough. Right now though, I'm just trying to fight all of these spiders. The common techniques, things like standing in doorways, it can be a little bit slow paced, especially with some of the ranged characters. But other characters can achieve the same thing just by hoping an enemy comes close enough to wander around But there are going to be rooms where you're forced to just jump into the thick of it, and then it's a bit of a chaotic mess, which is fun. We found Dracaeus' grave again. I can tell by that little bit of dirt on the ground is different than the other graves you can find. A lot of enemies in this room. Might need to use a blinding bomb. The timer ran out before I got to stab that guy. But blinding or stunning an enemy gives you another way of getting the backstab instead of hitting them in the back to get the bonus damage. So that's a pretty good way of getting some more damage on the rogue, since you can just stun people at will. Not all enemies can be stunned though, like I don't think that guy can be. You just pushed him back a bit. But when he turns around to try and res someone, you can usually get a few backstabs in. Ah. Did anybody see that? I wasn't watching. I'm dying. Let's take this potion. Oh yeah, I forgot my dash hurts enemies. I always forget what upgrades I have sometimes. Oh, another one. We got away in time. Now I know that I can do this and never use it more. It's not helping. Okay, the blind does stop them from hitting you for a little while, so that's good. Not like that poison bomb, which got us hit anyway. Have we seen the fountain in this floor yet? No, there's two ways we can go. Here's the fountain, that's good. And then a dead end. Dashing through enemies confuses them for a short time so they don't immediately turn around and go for you. That's not enabled by default, but it's one of the unlocks you can get with the rogue, so that could be a good way of avoiding attacks as well. But only if you dash through the enemy. I take these oiled armaments that make me faster. I reckon there's more in this room than we can see to start with. Yep. If you go into a room and there's not many enemies, you start to think, are there some invisible guys? Probably. Any treasure in here? No. A few coins. Alright, that was floor 4. This one has 8 floors. So we're halfway through. Oh great. It's a Temerator. Too many things to concentrate on at once. I can see the healing fountain, or a healing fountain up this way. It might not be the main one. I think this is a rare area where you've just got to bash your way through the homunculus. There's just these solid blocks. No, this is a different one. No, this is teleporter one. It's a bit more fun. See, there's a fountain, if I can get to it without getting killed by this guy. Where am I now? Oh, it's probably back to the start. That wasn't very helpful. These guys hit quickly. I'll have to be careful of them. See? How is he getting me? I should just dash through them, and then they're disoriented so I can backstab them. Alright. Let's try this teleporter. Wait, that just took me back to where I already was, didn't it? Yeah, that's useless. There must be another way I haven't tried. I tried that one, didn't I? This one also takes you back to the start. Okay. What about that one down in the bottom? Right there. Haven't tried that. That's better. Try this one. Nope. It's the other one. Does anyone remember which one I was on just then? Pretty sure I went to the one on the right, so let's go to the one up the top. Yeah, that's better. Okay, another healing fountain. Do I need to teleport again? I'll try it. Hopefully it doesn't take me to the wrong place. No, there you go. All good now. Oh, he still turned around and hit me. What the hell? These homunculi are weird. Anyway, we do all that to get the treasure and a hat and a few healing fountains we found. And it gives you a nice little break from doing the normal fights. What just hit me? Damaging him, wake him up, that was no good. I wanted him to stay down so I could fight the other guys first. That guy doesn't get interrupted by being attacked, so you have to watch when he's going to attack again. He gives you a bit of a break in between, and then you can get away. I don't have a pet yet, so I'll take this one. Alright, homunculi, more of them. We've got the big white one gets interrupted by being attacked, and the other one doesn't. That was risky. Oh, it's an infinite imp spawner. Are we at the end yet? No. More fighting. Just a Temerator. Anyone else? Yes. A couple of guys. Now he's going to try and raise them, which gives me a chance to backstab. Okay, that's floor 5. It just gets harder now because the enemies get denser, mainly on floor 7. And we've got the homunculi again. We didn't see the demons, or who else didn't we see this run? I mentioned them before. Oh, the zombies. Yeah, we didn't really see any zombies. Although there's still a chance they might spawn later on. these little guys can dash through you and jump at you. They're not very hard, but you usually take a little bit of incidental damage while you're fighting everyone else. You can hear my dog snuffling in the background. She's pretty popular as well. Oh, new pet, probably better than the one I've got now. Not my real pets, I mean. My in-game pet. Ow. Ah, it's a dog. I'll take the dog and let the dog attack enemies for me. So those guys will sometimes counter your attacks, which is okay. It means neither of you get hit. But you have to wait for them to be doing something else or power attack them. Otherwise you can't hurt them. But the dog aggroed the friendly water spirit, which is a bit dumb. Let's use a big stunner because I just saw another one on the ground over there. Alright, what I'll do is I'll use my speed boost one and that'll let me pick up the stunner because otherwise I can only carry 4 items. What are these guys doing here? It looks like that's the exit. Oh, treasure. Let's get the treasure, but then the enemy will spawn and we'll just run away. We already used the fountain. I'm just going to let my dog outside 1 second. Come on, Jasmine. She might bark to come back in soon. I'll let you know if I have to go again. So just a regular gravestone here from the game. If you don't have enough friends, it starts using auto-generated gravestones. I don't know, I don't like either of these. I'll take this one. There's a few enemies in here. As I said, this is what happens on floor 7. Actually, I should have taken that thing, so I'm going to use this bomb, and then I'll go back for it later. It's a very useful spell in this catacombs, because it can absorb spell-based attacks. So I'll grab that hourglass and save it for later. That's pretty useful as well. Let's grab the persisting stealth, which means that I can attack people and not become unstealthed. More enemies. Let's just keep using our fancy spells. See how that guy was tinted red? I think he was an elite version of the normal enemy. That dog is helping out too. I think he glows yellow when he's ready to attack. If you don't attack enemies for a while, I think he won't either. That's to stop you from just running around and not actually fighting anything. But there are pets you can get from summons. Oh, there's an elite version of the Temerator who can resurrect everybody at once. So that's no good. Let's stun everyone. if you get a pet from a summon spell, then it can just attack enemies while you run around. Oh look, it's another one of those cursed treasure rooms. Yeah. Did we take the fountain? Let's quickly check. Yep. Alright, well that was floor 7. So the boss should be on this floor if we can get to him. Oh, see the skull trap on the ground? There it is. It can also hurt the enemies. Oh, I didn't see that one though. Out of energy to dash. Dying. What do we got here? Yeah, that's useful. That's less useful. If I use this, then I can use the one I've just picked up and then pick that one up. Now I'm fast and invisible, but I've got no one to fight. That's good news because we're at the boss already. So this boss will just unleash everything we have on it. Alright, because I've already fought this boss once before, there's no talking, we'll just get straight into it. This time circle is stopping the boss's magical attacks from hitting me. Well, it was. Let's use another one. Let's blind these guys. Well, I didn't have to dodge any of its attacks because I just used all my spells. But otherwise that can be a very interesting fight. It's got lots of different spell-based attacks. Ones that go in circles, ones that come at you in lines, ones that move fast. Those ones that covered the floor that you did see. And I didn't want to put up with any of that. Imp Caller Orb. Ah, you can change your head into the infinite imp spawner that we saw before. See? That's silly. And I think that about all the hats anyway. Normally she has a bit of dialogue when she goes up there. Oh, finally I'm out of the catacombs, something like that. Alright, sweet. Well, that means we have enough gold that we can upgrade her final ability. All classes use less energy for attacks and abilities. So the next person to start upgrading is this mage. Is there anything we can afford right now? Oh, nothing useful. I'll upgrade this. It gives you some energy when you use your ammo skills. It's not completely useless. Okay, but I need to upgrade chance of conserving ammo, crit, chance of getting more items, and max health. And then I can get her ability, which is all classes recover energy faster. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for more Let's Play Wayward Souls.